Hey, what's up everyone? PersNikity here. Welcome back to the Lost Legacy Crushing Difficulty walkthrough. We are literally at the end of the line. This is Chapter 9. This is the last level of the game. There is technically a finale, so if you go to Chapter Select once you beat the game, you'll see that there's a prologue and a finale. The finale is just the ending cutscene, so all of that's going to be included in this video. So for the sake of clarity, this is going to be the last video in the walkthrough. I'll just show you everything. I'll show you the level, and then I'll show you that final cutscene, because it all blends together anyway. Anyway, welcome back. I hope my strategies so far have helped you. I know I've gotten some good feedback on my strategies in Chapter 6 and Chapter 8. Those are the two hardest levels in the game by far. Chapter 9 here is actually not very tough, so you're going to start the level driving in the Jeep, and there's going to be a couple motorcycles riding around, and you can easily just run into them to force them off the road and cause them to explode. But basically you're trying to catch up to the train here. But the thing is, in this section, Chloe is not given the option of holding a gun. She cannot drive the Jeep and shoot them at the same time. So you actually have nothing to worry about here. You can see I'm not taking any damage. Like, even though they're shooting at me a ton, I'm not taking any damage. There's only two ways you can actually get hurt and die here. One is if you just run into a bunch of things and drive very slowly, because then the enemies will be able to actually shoot Chloe and not just the Jeep. The second is if you take too long to get to your objective, you know, the more damage the Jeep takes, eventually it will explode, and so if you don't make it to the train on time, you'll explode with it, so you don't want to do that. But anyway, once you get to the train, go ahead and jump over. And this part, when I first played it on my practice playthrough, I couldn't help but smile. I made a promise to myself after Uncharted 2 that I would never set foot on a train in this franchise again, because if you remember, in Uncharted 2, chapters 13 and 14, you were on a train, and on brutal difficulty, that train was the hardest part of the game. And here I find myself 2 years after filming that walkthrough, or no, not even, like a year after filming that walkthrough, here I find myself back on a train. Luckily it's not on brutal difficulty, it's on crushing difficulty, but I couldn't help but give it a smile, almost as if Naughty Dog was saying, hey, you remember that shit we put you through so long ago? Here you go. But no, this level is actually very simple. It's not too hard. I'm going to show you the best ways to get through it. But you're just going to make your way down the train, and then eventually the enemies are going to spawn. But you're going to start the section in stealth mode, and believe it or not, stealth on the train is actually a lot easier than stealth in the rest of the game. So you're going to see a cut video there. That's because if you die, this is where you'll get the checkpoint. And so the enemies are all going to spawn, so you see them jumping over to the train. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to start in this first train here. You're going to go on the lower level. There's going to be one guy you got to worry about. Now, you should have spawned with some pretty good weapons. These are the weapons that I carried with me. Or no, these aren't even... Yeah, I think these are weapons you automatically spawn with. One of them is a Desert 5, so that's really good. But the weapons don't really matter here. You can see there's a Type 95 right there for you if you want to pick it up. That's a very good gun. Alright, so this guy up here, I'm actually going to let Nadine take him out. But I'm going to kind of have to trigger it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for him to go back inside the car. Now I'm going to make my move. I'm going to run up. You got to do this quickly because there is a heavy inside the train, so you don't want him to see you. And so now I'm just going to get ready. Don't crawl up on the roof because there's a sniper up there. But I'm going to wait for this little guy to come back out. Nadine's just running around like crazy. But anyway, I'm just going to wait here hanging until the little guy comes out. Then I'm going to shimmy around the corner here. And then once he comes out, Nadine will take him out. Now, if Nadine's not there to take him out, it's really easy. You just wait for him to turn his back, and then you kick him off the edge of the train. So it's really easy to do that. You don't have to use Nadine. In fact, that was just kind of a happy accident on my playthrough. But anyway, now we're going to take out this sniper. So you're going to wait till he turns around. You're going to jump up, crouch, and then just go ahead and yank him over that thing. If you want to, you can take his sniper rifle. Really good weapon. But just not a weapon that I thought would be particularly useful in this section because the train is kind of always moving and turning, so it would be hard to line up a perfect shot like that. Anyway, now is the big guy, and you can actually stealth kill these guys. So what you do is you sneak up behind them, you mash the triangle button to rip off their helmet, and then you just press square immediately to stealth kill them. And if you do all that quickly enough, he won't be alerted, and he won't, you know, he won't alert the other guys. So you can stealth kill the big guys. It's just it takes a little longer to do, which is why you can't always do it, because in like wide open environments, the other enemies will see you, but in this case it's really easy. And that's what I was talking about when I said the train is actually a really good place for stealth, because it's so narrow and there's only a couple enemies near each other. Now this guy here, as long as the guy on the roof has his back turned, I'm going to do a jump kill. I love doing these. Those are like my favorite parts of the game. When you do those kills, they just make you feel like a badass. Alright, so now I'm going to crawl up to the roof. Very systematic here. I died a couple times, and I can tell you that the enemies were pretty dang consistent. Oh yeah, I did get those grenades. Those are going to be helpful, so go ahead and make sure you pick those up. So right now I have 3 grenades. All 3 I picked up in the train, so make sure you don't miss those. Now I'm going to wait for this guy to get a little closer, and then once again just smack his head on the thing, and he's out. Alright, so far so good. We've made it through 3 train cars without being detected. Now eventually you are going to have to let them see you, just because it gets too hard. I think it's impossible to do stealth in this last train car. But also, you kind of need the enemies to be aware of your presence in order to progress through the game. And you'll see what I mean by that when we get to it. But anyway, I just picked up my 4th grenade. Like I said, the grenades are going to come in handy, but I'm going to tell you now, you're going to want to save at least 1. So you can use 3 of them in the train, but I recommend saving at least 1 for a little later on in the level. Alright, so now I'm going to try to do the same thing. You saw that there's a little guy that he's right there on the balcony, so I'm trying to do the same thing here. I'm trying to get Nadine to kill him for me, because if Nadine can kill the enemy, she can't be caught. She can never be caught. You see how she just runs out into the middle of the battlefield, and they don't see her. It's kind of a flaw in the code, in the programming, but it's a flaw we can sometimes take advantage of. But in this case, she just wasn't having it, so what I'm going to do, this is exactly what I was talking about, just kick him off the edge. If Nadine's not complying with what you need her to do, then just handle it yourself. And like I said, the first time I did that, when Nadine did kill the guy, if she hadn't have done that, that's what I would have done. I just would have kicked him off the edge and been done with him. But now you can see that there are 2 heavies inside of this train car here, and this is where I was kind of talking about. Based on their path, you can't really do stealth here. It doesn't really work. So this is where I'm going to choose to present myself. I'm going to get a headshot on this guy with the Desert 5. So 1, 2, he's out. Now a bunch of guys are going to rush me, and this is where I'm going to make use of those 3 grenades. It's a little hard to get this right. You don't want to throw the grenade too far, otherwise it will slip in between the train cars and be useless. Like you see this one right here, I threw too far, and it just slipped in between the cars. But here I'm going to throw a 3rd one. That one was able to kill 1 or 2 guys. Now I'm going to have a couple guys firing at me from kind of far away. So I'm trying to hit them because the Desert 5 is a 1-hit kill, but the problem is I'm too far away, and the train is turning, so my shots kept getting off. Now that's kind of on my end. You might be better at shooting than me, and you might hit those targets, and if you do, congrats, your life is a little bit easier. But if you're having a hard time killing them from this far away, what you're going to want to do instead is just hop up to either the rooftop, or I suppose you can go through the train car, but I like to stick to the rooftops. And then you can see I was able to get a little closer. Boom, took that guy out. 1 more guy right there to worry about. Now the one problem with the train car, so I ended up not saving my grenade. I think I picked up 1 later, so scratch what I said. You don't have to save 1. You'll probably be able to pick 1 up later, but you are going to want 1 for later. So whether or not you want to save it or not, that's up to you. But anyway, the reason now that I decided to go back into the train car is because there's going to be these little motorcycle guys on the sides of the train that are shooting at you. Now, if you move quickly enough, they're not going to be much of a threat. Like you see, there's already 1, but I moved pretty fast here, so he wasn't even able to pull a shot off on time. But so now I'm just going to be patient right here. So I'm going to shoot a couple of the motorcycles, and then Nadine right there, she said 4x4s inbound, and that's kind of your cue. We are not going to run across this entire train. We're actually going to use the enemy 4x4s to our advantage. So I'm just going to hang out behind here. I'm going to try to clear the path a little bit. I'm going to shoot as many of these guys as I can, just to kind of give myself a little more breathing room. Because what I'm going to do is, once I have a jump for it, I'm going to make my way into one of the 4x4s, and I'm going to use that to speed my way up to the front of the train. So you see right here, I'm going to make my move. And then now we kind of enter this situation again where as long as you're in the Jeep, the enemies can't hurt you. Unless, of course, you slow down or something like that. But it's just like at the beginning of the level. Once you are in this Jeep, the enemies aren't going to be able to do damage to you. So I'm just going to basically try to drive as best I can, and I'm going to get as far up to the train as I can. Now what is going to happen is eventually your Jeep's going to catch fire, and if you don't evacuate it on time, it's going to explode and you'll die with it. So you see right here, it finally started catching fire. I'm going to pull myself up to this train car, jump inside, and you see right there, I just skipped like 5 or 6 train cars by using the enemy 4x4. And that's the strategy we're going to use here. In fact, I think that's what you're supposed to do. I think that's what, I think that's the point, because not all of these train cars are accessible from the inside, and I don't think most of them, like that one in front of me, that blue one, I don't think I can actually climb it, so you kind of need to use the enemy 4x4. So maybe I misspoke. I don't want you to think that like using the enemy 4x4s is some innovative technique I completely came up with from scratch. No, I think that's what the game intends for you to do. But of course, you know, doing something or talking about something and doing something are two completely different things. So it might sound easy, and in fact, it's actually not that difficult. My stupid cat is bugging me while I'm recording this and bumping into my equipment, probably causing noise in the recording. Anyway, now I'm going to make my jump to another 4x4, and I'm going to do the same thing here. And so you see right here, like this giant truck on my side, they're shooting at me, and they're literally causing me no damage. The only thing they're doing is they're kind of accelerating the Jeep's destruction, so that does kind of suck. But they're not actually hurting Chloe, which is good news. But yeah, so now I'm going to try to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to speed up. I ended up jumping to the Jeep in front of me. Luckily that worked out because the Jeep was about to like flip. But I did that because I could tell my Jeep was about to start catching fire, so I wanted to get into a fresh Jeep. Alright, so now you're going to see a cut in the video. This truck's going to get in front of you and it has a mounted gun on it. You're going to have to get as close to it as possible, latch on, and then climb up as fast as you can. Now the good news is you are going to get a checkpoint basically right before this part. That's why I cut the video, because I like to cut the video where you get checkpoints. And the thing that makes it hard is like as you're crawling up that rope, you can still get shot at. But now you're going to see another cut in the video because you'll get another checkpoint right here once you get to the turret. Now once you get to the turret, you're going to aim left. You're going to kill as many of these, or you're going to kill all these guys as fast as possible. Immediately aim to the right and do the same with these guys. And then once they're all dead, get ready. You're going to want to aim dead center, and there's going to be a heavy inside this car right here, and you're just going to start unloading on him. And just, you know, it speaks for itself. Just shoot him with the turret. Eventually the thing will explode, and you're pretty much good to go. So like I said, you will get a checkpoint right before that area where you have to rope onto this truck, and then you'll get another checkpoint once you actually set foot on the turret. So there's plenty of checkpoints for you, so you shouldn't have to worry about dying or anything like that. Anytime I cut the video, it's usually where you get a checkpoint, so I try to keep it consistent like that. Alright, but anyway, now you're pretty much done with gun combat. There's going to be one small firefight left, but trust me, it is very, very small and very, very easy. And then there's going to be the final boss fight against Asav, which is kind of a joke, actually. So, congrats, you're pretty much done with this game on crushing difficulty. Go ahead and lift this door, go inside, and you'll trigger a short little cutscene.
Go! I got it. Okay, your turn.
Oh, it's way bigger in person.
It's military grade, all right.
Here, help me.
It's too heavy.
You can't disarm it?
It'd detonate if I tried.
All right, plan B then. Let's get to the engine.
You coming? Okay, you go.
Alright, so now you're going to make your way back outside, and we're going to have to make our way to the front car with a little bit of climbing. So go ahead and shimmy along the edge of this red car here. And then you're going to come to this door, and you're going to have to interact with it. Unfortunately, the door is welded shut.
Welded it shut. Shit. Hey, roof hatch.
Alright, so now we're going to do, yet again, a little bit of climbing. We're getting really close, guys. This is kind of the final stretch. Like I said, there's only one more small gunfight to go, and then there's the Asav boss fight, and then the video is going to end with a cutscene, which is the finale cutscene. And then finally, at the end, I'm going to include the trophies popping to kind of show that I got the trophy for beating it on crushing and everything like that.
We can divert the train. Buy us some time. All right, that's good.
All right, so now you know your objective. Alright, you're going to jump down to this Jeep here.
Oh shit, Nadine! Go!
Alright, and so once you gain control of the Jeep, same exact thing as the beginning of the level. There's just going to be a couple motorcycle guys shooting at you. Try to ram them off the road, but really just kind of follow the path. Of course, there's tons of rocks in your way that are meant to slow you down, which kind of gets annoying. It kind of like takes away from the momentum of the action, but you know, that's just what you got to put up with unless you are a perfect driver, unlike myself. But I recommend sticking to the water. So you see, as soon as I could, I got in the water here, and the water's actually going to take us exactly where we need to go, at least for the time being. And then another Jeep's going to come into the picture right there, and that is our buddy Sam. So that's kind of cool. But you can see the tower off in the distance. That's our objective, so that we can switch the train tracks, much like we did in the last chapter when we faced that little obstacle. But yeah, so you're going to get out of your Jeep right here. And now this is where that little small firefight I was telling you about is. So go ahead and run up the stairs. And then as you're trying to pull the lever, that's when a few enemies are going to spawn. So if you have grenades, this is the time to use them, but otherwise there are going to be propane tanks. So what you're going to do, take cover. The enemies are all going to conglomerate around this area as they're getting out of the truck. So you see I throw my grenade, killed about 2 or 3 of them, exploded the propane tank. Now I'm going to shoot this propane tank. Or no, I didn't even shoot it, I just killed him. And there you go. It's super simple. Really, really easy fight because of all the explosives around. So now go ahead and mash the triangle button. Switch the train tracks, and then a little cutscene.
Shit, Nadine! I gotta get to her.
Wait. We have to? I mean, she seems pretty capable.
Sam.
All right, I'm just here.
Shit!
God damn it! Go! I'll keep him the bank.
Alright guys, so once you're back in the Jeep, congratulations, you are now officially done with gunfights on crushing difficulty. There is no more gunfights involved. All we have left to do is catch up with the train, and then the final Asav boss fight, which, as I said earlier, the boss fight is a complete joke. So it's very similar to the Wraith boss fight in Uncharted 4 in that you don't use guns. It's all kind of fist to fist instead of sword to sword, but it is way, way easier than the Wraith boss fight. I'm telling you right now, it's probably one of the easier parts in this game. So go ahead and make this jump. Another cutscene. Here we go.
Can't believe that worked. Oh my god, the bridge. Shit! Shit!
What took you so long?
Had to catch a train, love.
No, I've always considered myself a patient man. But you two are a special breed of mongrel.
Rude.
I'm really going to enjoy this.
Come.
Alright, so don't even bother trying to swing at him. What you're going to do is wait for him to swing at you, and then you're going to press circle a few times to dodge his attack. So you see right here, dodge. Then, once he has his back to me, that's when I can punch him. So in this first stage here, you only have to dodge one of his punches, and then you're just going to start wailing on him.
You'd risk your lives. And for what? A city of peasants.
Christ, you're insufferable.
The blood of the old kings runs through my veins. My people should
Alright,
rise again.
so same thing here. Dodge, 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 dodge. And then he'll get turned around, and that's when you can start punching him. Super easy, and you saw there, even if you take a hit, it's not the end of the world. You don't even take that much damage. You just gotta dodge until he gets turned around.
This is my land. What could you possibly stand to gain?
Oh, it's all about what you have to lose.
The bomb! I'll just buy another. I'll burn your city, thief. Your people will beg me to save them.
Alright, so same thing here. Let him swing at you. Dodge, 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 dodge. I took one punch, that's okay. He got turned around after 5 swings, and now, once again, I'm just going to wail on him a bit. Then he'll grab you, mash the triangle button. Nadine's going to go ahead and kind of save you. But trust me when I say the dodging mechanic is very simple. As long as you time it somewhat decently, you're going to dodge the attack. Now here, you're going to jump up. You'll notice these red barriers on the left. So now you're going to jump down again, jump up. And then this one coming up, it's impossible to dodge. So that's okay. So now you're going to find yourself in this predicament. So go ahead and climb along the rails here. You'll be given the option to do a rope swing, and that's going to lead you to a heavy attack, which will trigger another short little cutscene.
And you. I will die 1,000 deaths before I let you win.
Oh, shit! Friendly reminder, the bridge!
Shut up and fight!
Let's finish this! Go!
Alright guys, so now just go ahead and start wailing on this asshole, similar to a Batman Arkham game. That's what this reminds me of. But then I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of the fight on your own.
You've ruined everything. Everything! My cleansing would have been beautiful! Why didn't you just die?
We're done here.
You think you've won? War will rise up. But the young king, you have achieved nothing.
It's like you said. Progress demands sacrifice.
Fraser, we need to go.
Smug little shit.
Alright guys, and that'll do it. Once again, thank you for watching my walkthrough. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped you out. Like and subscribe if you get the chance. Leave a comment below letting me know what you thought of the walkthrough and of the game in general. But now you're just going to do your final escape, and that'll pretty much be it. So, once again, this was really fun. I loved this game. Thank you so much for joining me on the walkthrough, and I'll see you next time.
Could you possibly start climbing, please?
Jesus.
Oh, Sam!
I climb up, I got you.
Oh, my God!
It's all muscle.
That's what they all say.
Come on.
Thank you.
How the hell did you guys get out of that?
You know, I'm just still figuring that out myself.
And, Asav?
Went down with his train.
Well, couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Will you look at that?
Wow.
Yep.
We just did a thing.
We did.
So, what's next for Nadine Ross? Take back Shoreline, conquer the weapons trade.
I'm done with Shoreline.
Really?
Really. If anything, I was thinking I might give this treasure hunting racket another go. Know of any selfish dickheads who might be in need of a partner? Not you.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I only work with professionals.
Right. And where's the tusk?
You go. Oh my God.
What?
Sam.
I'm just joking. There you go. You're. Ow! Okay. Jesus.
My last cigarette.
Man, that's a beauty.
Yeah.
How much you think that we're gonna get for that baby?
Well, surely the Ministry of Culture will give us a generous
Yeah.
finder's fee. Right? Partner? Elbow.
You guys are hilarious. Ministry of Culture. Oh my God, you're serious.
And last but not least, there is the trophy for beating the game on crushing. And then after that, the trophy will pop for simply completing the game. So you'll get 2 trophies if you played on crushing. And now, just to wrap it up, I'm going to go ahead and go to my trophy list. It's going to take a second to sync. So you see right there, they're not unlocked. I'm going to back out. And there you go. Proof that I unlocked them. Alright guys, thank you once again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough. And I'll see you in the next one.